I remember when my wife and I were going through premarital counseling, right? Because, you almost replicate what you saw at home. And my house was very much like my mom, like professional, still works, but would make sure dinner was cooked, or at least like some arrangement was made for us to eat. Like there were like all the traditional gender roles, right? And so we're going through premarital counseling. My wife's Caucasian, white, I don't know what politically correct term we'd like to use here, and her household was completely different, right? And so I remember in premarital counseling, which this is really funny, premarital counseling we did with an African pastor. But it's not what you expected. I know you guys all.
I'm ready to hear this. I want to hear how this turned out.
Yeah. And it's not actually. He didn't go the way that I expected him to go.
That's good.
Excuse me. He starts talking about, he asked us the question of, so who's going to be doing what around the house? And, being me, I was like, I'm going to let her speak so I can hear, what
Smart
you expect.
man. Smart man.
And she's like, well, we both live in the house, so whoever makes a mess cleans up. And she starts going off about some of these things. And I'm thinking, this guy's going to call my dad and tell him your son is doomed. Oh man! But so he's listening, and like the
Oh yeah.
So as he's saying all this, on a couple of the sessions we were together, because he lives in Maryland, so we did it via Zoom or phone call. And so on this specific one, she was at her apartment, I was at my apartment, and so we're on the phone with him. And so there's no way for me to signal her. I'm trying to text her chill. But it was really good that she was honest about it, because we hadn't really ever talked about it.
Yeah.
So in my mind, I was thinking, oh yeah, we're about to run this. We ran home.
Right.
This is about to be the same, she'll do all of the things.
Yeah.
And so he starts talking about the whole idea of be submitted to one another. And what does that really mean? He starts talking about the idea of yes, the man is the head of the household, but what is that responsibility? And so for us, it's looked very different than what I grew up with, but I wouldn't really say in a negative way, right? So for example, one of the things that we've talked about is the things concerning our household, are her responsibility, right? But here's what that means. It's not her responsibility from the standpoint of she does it,